I love sim racing in VR. I have a full Fanatec equipped GT Omega rig with an RTX 5090 equipped PC to run all my favourite games. A high-end Pimax Crystal Super VR headset with its insane field of view, and I even have a pair of Sparko K-pole boots and matching gloves for extra stickiness. I know, a proper wannabe sado, eh? Just recently I decided to brave the cold, dark waters of online racing with Race Room's excellent recent revamp. Easy registration, easy pre-qualifying, extensive practice time, and mostly clean racing. It's my very first foray into the unforgiving world of online racing, and you know what? I'm crap. Not nearly as good as I thought I was. I basically spent all my time racing AI on Automobilista 2, which is very good AI, Race Room, which is okay once you get past the first corner, and Le Mans Ultimate, which I personally think is the best AI in the business, especially in the multi-class races, which can be a thrilling affair as those hypercars thunder past you in the rain and darkness. All this AI racing is good practice, but cannot compare to a grid full of real people with all the differing skill levels, racecraft, and the sheer bloody-mindedness of the odd bell end. You're not going to believe this. So, after being thoroughly battered around the ring, the Saxon ring, in my case, and after weeping quietly in a corner for a few moments, I decided I needed to just get good. But how? Obviously, I needed some coaching, so I came up with an idea. Get Good, Part 1. Firstly, I reached out to a friend of mine on my sim racing Discord. He's one of those aliens who just seem to be able to lap 2 seconds quicker than everyone else, even in the same car with the same setup. It's really annoying, but he is a nice enough chap.
The curb with your right wheel and then clipping that one with your left wheel.
And yes, he sounds exactly like Robert Webb from the comedy duo Mitchell and Webb, but he has assured me that it's not him. Secondly, I decided to try Trophi AI from Scott Mansell at Driver61, which has an artificial intelligence driving coach who can give you tips as you drive in real time, which sounded really cool. So I took them up on their offer of a 7-day free trial. Before all the keyboard warriors chime in, this is not a sponsored video. I took out a subscription to Trophi AI using my own money with no input from the company at all. So, moving on, I have my real resident alien coach versus Trophy's artificial intelligence coach. Which one will make me faster? Will they make me more consistent? Will I become the Max Verstappen of online racing? Or am I doomed to enter the festering bucket of drivers who just can't cut the mustard? Let's get into it then, and remember, we're born to respawn. Get Good, Part 2. I picked rFactor 2 and Le Mans Ultimate from Studio 397. Why? I had credit lying about to make a private server for my Resident Evil coaching session on rFactor 2, and Trophi AI supports Le Mans Ultimate. Simples. The idea is that I would pick a track that I've never raced at, try to learn it by myself, set a hot lap, then gently place myself into the hands of my coaches to see if I could improve my lap time and consistency. Get Good, Part 3. rFactor 2 first, and my coach picked the Asus FT50, an open-wheel junior formula car with no ABS or traction control, but plenty of downforce where smoothness and momentum are key to lapping quickly. I was running on the Portland International Raceway, which is 3.16 kilometers long and has a series of 12 highly technical corners, including the incredibly difficult turn 1-2-3 combination of the Shelton chicane and the technical turn 12, which leads onto the start-finish straight and is essential for a quick lap time. After practicing and practicing and practicing, I eventually set a time of 1:11.639. Let's bring in my resident alien for some proper coaching.
And then it will give us the key thing is the straight line here. That's what you're aiming for. That's where the speed is, the straight line, not how fast you go into the corner.
At first, he drove slowly around the circuit, pointing out braking points, where to accelerate, where to use trail braking, and quite importantly, as it turned out, where to not touch the brake or accelerator. We then built up speed gradually until I was fully confident of unleashing my potential, which quickly ended in tears, but I persevered and eventually managed a 1:10 1:10.663, knocking nearly a whole second off my previous best time. Not bad on what is a relatively short lap. Get Good, Part 4. Moving on to Le Mans Ultimate, and I picked the Oreca 07, an LMP2 car with no ABS, but traction control, good downforce and an awesome sounding, naturally aspirated V8. I went to the Fuji Speedway in Japan, a 4.56 kilometre track with 16 turns, and though longer than Portland International, it does have a similar high-speed, hard-braking entry into T1, and the exit of the last corner is essential to scoring a good lap time. Again, after practicing, I set a time of 1:36.645. I then fired up Mansell AI to see what he could do. It could do. Does AI have a pronoun? I'm not sure. Anyway, the AI setup is quite clever. You can just leave it on auto and it will give you guidance based on where it thinks you need to improve. Or you can pick specific parts of the circuit that you want to focus on. For example, once I had nailed the braking and entry into T1, I wanted to focus on the 100R into the hairpin, followed by the Nets Panasonic complex at the end of the circuit.
Good job back there, but apply throttle 10 meters earlier next lap.
You can also fine-tune that further with advice on where to turn in and where to trail brake. One of the most useful tools for me was the braking indicator. This would sound 3 tones as you approach the braking zone at 100 meters, 50 meters, then the actual point of braking. It really helped me set my braking points visually as I could listen carefully to the tone, then pick a trackside marker. As you get better, the AI will start to ignore parts of the circuit where it thinks you are performing well. It will compliment you on good braking or accelerator control, and then start digging down on where you need to improve. I eventually scored a reasonable 135.999, which was a small improvement, but my consistency improved massively at around 1 to 2 tenths per lap. Before I get to my conclusion, my channel is growing exponentially now, so if you got some value from this video, hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. Please also consider subscribing and joining my channel membership for extra perks and monthly giveaways. If you are into sim racing but like me are nervous of getting stuck in online, you can join my Discord where we have built a small but friendly group of like-minded individuals to race against and have a laugh. Link in the description down below. Thanks. Get Good. Conclusion. So which option made me a faster driver? My resident alien or the Mansell AI coach? Well, as always with this channel, the answer isn't straightforward. Organising with my friend to spend a couple of his precious online hours coaching was nice for me, but I'm sure he would have rather spent that time racing online or doing other things that aliens like to do. For me, the personal approach was probably my most enjoyable experience as we chatted about racing lines, braking points, and had a laugh every time I went off, which was frequently. I did gain more time on a shorter circuit using his advice as well, so that cannot be ignored. What about Mansell AI Coach then? It is very clever. You can tweak the areas you want to concentrate on. It is infinitely patient and available 24/7, 365 days a year. After your 7-day free trial, Trophi AI has 3 tiers. The basic package, which will cost you $108 per year, up to $840 per year for the full professional package. Any problems? Trophi AI currently only supports iRacing, Assetto Corsa Competizione, Le Mans Ultimate and the Formula 1 games from 2023 onwards. So, if you're sim racing on the original Assetto Corsa, rFactor 2, Race Room or Automobilista 2, then you cannot use the AI coach. Also, in my time practicing, there were a few inconsistencies in its advice, but the Le Mans Ultimate coach is listed as a beta, so it will improve as we go forward. It is a bit steep for a full year subscription, particularly if you go for the more premium services with private coaching and elite car setups from Grid and Go. But I guess if you've already spent thousands of dollars on your sim racing setup, you are in for the long haul, so it would be worth the outlay. Me, I took out a year's basic subscription and used Trophi AI to help me learn a circuit, nail those braking markers and get more consistent. I think it's money well spent as I move away from racing against AI to the much tougher world of online racing. Would I like a private coach? Yes, of course I would. Can I afford a private coach? Absolutely not. Do you know how much a small YouTuber gets paid these days? So for me, Trophi AI is the perfect solution. Accessible 24/7, infinitely tweakable, ton of overlays and analysis of lap times available, and not that expensive for a year's subscription. I think it works out about $10 a month, which is pocket change for all you iRacing fanatics. As always though, what do you think? Do you like the idea of an AI coach? Would you prefer to spend time with a real human coach, or is online racing a bit too much for you? You know the drill. Get involved and comment down below. Also, don't forget to jump onto my Discord if you fancy joining our small but growing band of intrepid online racers. We welcome all newcomers with open arms, unless you're quicker than me, of course. Then you can Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. If you love this content, please join my channel membership like these lovely people did. You get custom badges, emojis, and early access to most of my content. If you want to watch more content from me, please click here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.